Hey everyone, welcome to section 8.4, question 13. Here we're taking a look at Treasury rates, and we have been given the 2007-2017 rates. As you can see here, I've downloaded already, and we're going to first determine the average of returns within that period, and also the standard deviation of the sample of auction rates. Then we will compare with our historical figures from 8.1. So first, let's figure out the average, okay? And we don't mind using Excel for that. Okay, so we're just going to use the average function. Let me just make sure we can see this. Okay, so we have the average. We could use Excel to figure out the standard deviation. We will use it to check, but let's go through the steps so we have a better understanding. And sometimes you will be asked to calculate the variance, so it's good to know how to get to the variance as well. So we're going to go ahead and use that average to figure out our difference between the actual and the average. So we'll place that for each year, and now in this column, again, we're going to figure out the difference between the actual of that year versus the average. Next, we're going to take that difference and we're going to raise it to the power of 2. And finally, to figure out the variance, first we actually need to know the sum of the difference. Okay, so again, just a reminder, we're just taking the sum of all the differences, okay, or the squared differences, pardon me. And in order to calculate the variance, we take the sum, okay, and we divide by n minus 1. So if we count this, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so n minus 1 or 18, okay, minus 1. So that's our variance, okay, it's good to know. And finally, to figure out the standard deviation, we're going to be taking the square root of our variance. Now, that's our standard deviation. We can check with Excel. Okay, so it should be equal. So there is an actual standard deviation function. Okay, looks similar. We'll round it in a second, depending on what they ask for. Okay, so in this case, they're looking. The first question is the average of the Treasury bill rates. Okay, we want 2 decimal spaces, so we can go ahead and get that to the proper format. Fantastic. Next is our standard deviation. So the standard deviation, and always keep in mind what they're asking for. So here they're looking for 3 decimal. Okay, and make sure it is in percent. That's important too. There we go. So 2.064. Wonderful. Okay, so now the next part, we want to compare these rates to more historical figures. Okay, our 10-year rates. So we're going to copy this. Okay, it's a little hard to read, so we're just going to format a little bit. Okay, and now basically we want to compare the historical rates to the more current rate. So we can go ahead and punch in our 2017 rates. Okay, so Here is the average rate of return. Okay, we calculated our average is 1.85%, and the standard deviation was the 2%, 2.064%. Now there'll be a few questions about comparing these. I'll let you go to it. Thanks for watching, and happy financing.